Hi guys, it's Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Today we have a really exciting video because I'm going to be sharing with you my 12 current favorites to wear when it's cold outside. And when I say cold, I mean under 50 degrees Fahrenheit because that's cold to me. Out of everything that I have in my collection right now, decant, samples, full bottles, I've picked out 12. These are the 12 that I go to first when the weather's chilly, when I want to feel really cozy. I want to feel like scarf and hot cocoa vibes. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Before we dive into the fragrances today, if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe if you end up loving this content. Please feel free to share a comment down below. Let me know your opinions on some of the perfumes that I'm about to share with you. And yeah, let's get going. Okay, so these are in no particular order. I'm just gonna pick from my pile and talk about them, okay? So the very first fragrance, and this is one I've been reaching for almost every single day for the past week. This is Dossier's Ambery Cherry, so it's their rendition of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. I have not smelled the original Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. I don't really care to. I'm not like a huge Tom Ford fan. I have a couple that I like, but in general, I don't necessarily gravitate towards Tom Ford's fragrances. However, this, oh my God, it is so good. This to me, I don't know what it is about this scent, but it like puts me into a lullaby nap time mode. I have fallen asleep twice after putting this on. I don't know what it is. I think it reminds me of, like, this is gonna sound bad, but it kind of reminds me of this like cough syrup that my mom used to give me back when I was a kid, you know, when I was sick, and just sort of that, maybe like Robitussin kind of vibe, you know, where you would get a little drowsy after drinking a little liquid Robitussin, and it kind of has that like syrupy kind of cherry, like uber cherry thing to it. This is so good, you guys. But it also has top notes of almond and cinnamon along with the cherry, middle notes of cloves, rose, jasmine, and plum, and base notes of Peru balsam, tonka bean, and vanilla. Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorites. Like I said, I find myself reaching for it when I'm all bundled up. I don't have anything else to do for the day, and I'm either like gonna take a nap, which is very rare, or I'm like winding down for the night, you know, putting on some Netflix. Yeah, or sometimes I've been even just spraying it right before I go to bed as well. Something about this and sleep just go hand in hand for me. So I highly recommend this. 10 out of 10. The lasting power is incredible. The quality is incredible. 10 out of 10. Okay, next up on this list, we have a fragrance that I've talked about many times, especially recently. This is called Lethe, I believe, or Lethe by Ulrich Lange. Someone please correct my pronunciation on every video. Please, can someone do that for me? This fragrance, I'm buying a full bottle as soon as the sample is done because it's a stellar fragrance. It smells like a sweater. Like literally, if I could bottle up the smell of a warm, kind of light brown, warm, thin enough sweater that it's not super bulky, but like still really warm, it's literally the smell of this. I get massive incense vibes from this, even though there's no incense listed. Like the first time I ever sprayed this, I literally was like, oh, that's Nag Champa. Like legit, straight up Nag Champa without the kind of like fluffy kind of like feel. You know what I mean? It's so smooth. It's so creamy. It is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. I've been milking the sample. I'm going to get a full bottle. Oh, so good. Moving on to the next one, we've got Atelier Cologne's Vanilla Incensee. This has been one of my favorite fragrances for a very long time. This is a classic in my opinion. This is like a citrus vanilla. So it's vanilla, but it's got some lime. There's something in here that makes it kind of smoky. Look at this cute little sleeve that it comes into. Like that is just so cute. Whoop. Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. This is my go-to. I've worn this a couple times drinking whiskey. I don't know what it is, but for me this just complements an old-fashioned so well. I don't know what it is. You could wear this in the summer for sure because it's got that citrus component to it, but it's very much like a bundling up in a super cozy sweater, having an old-fashioned, hanging out, having a really good conversation. There's nowhere to be. You're just kind of enjoying like a cold fall or winter night. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this so much. The first time I wore this, was in Portland, Oregon. And I was at a bar that had like an outside fire pit, and we were all like huddled around because it was so cold. And I had this on, and I think just because I was not drinking an old fashioned, I was having a glass of red wine. I remember very specifically because it was a delicious glass of red wine. This is like 12 years ago, and I'm still remembering this. But yeah, it just reminds me of like being around the fire, having a glass of something on a cold winter night, you know, like it just kind of has that feel to it. Yeah, super cozy, cozy fragrance. Okay, next up, we've got one I've been also talking about a lot lately. This is Commodities Milk. When I first tried this, I didn't like it. I thought it was very linear. I thought it was kind of generic and boring. And this interesting thing started happening where as the weather got cooler, I found myself just reaching for this. It was so weird. I'd be so confused. I'd be like, I really feel like wearing milk right now. I'd be like, what? Why? I don't even like that, you know? And I know that we've all had that experience with at least one fragrance. But this is just a really pretty, kind of fluffy, cloudy, if that makes sense, milky, lactonic, comforting, soothing scent. Like this has a very motherly vibe to it, but not in like a Philosophy's Amazing Grace kind of way. You know what I mean? Like it just smells like calming and nurturing. There's something about it. So I think that this is perfect for like anytime you're in the house, hanging around in the house when it's cold outside, you've got your wool socks on, you're just lounging around. Like this is perfect. I also think this is a perfect fragrance for if you've had a rough day and on top of that it's freezing outside. Like this will help a rough day for sure. Something about it. Very soothing, very just nurturing. I love this. So I'm definitely going to be buying a full bottle of this. Next up, we've got another Dossier fragrance. This one is the dupe for By the Fireplace. It's called Woody Chestnut. I always get this one and Woody Tobacco confused for some reason. So this actually is not my fragrance. This is Ian's. So like in the spring, summer, he wears Ambery Saffron, and fall, winter, he wears Woody Tobacco. I've been trying to get him into Woody Chestnut because I'm obsessed with the chestnut note. I'm obsessed. Like it smells so good, you guys. Oh my God. Like chestnut to me is like the sexiest like note on like a rugged man with a beard. I just love it. I'm having a moment with it, right? He wore it like once and then didn't wear it again. And then I was putting in a Dossier order for Black Friday, and I was ordering us backup bottles of all the things that we love. And I accidentally ordered a backup bottle of this, even though he asked me to order him a backup bottle of Woody Tobacco. So now we have 2 full bottles, or we're about to have 2 full bottles of Woody Chestnut. So I'm going to take one of the bottles for myself, actually. Not that it matters because we literally share a fragrance tray, but I'm going to start actively wearing this because it smells really, really, really cozy. This would be something that I would put on if I was going on like a long winter hike, or if I was going to be like outside, you know, like at an outdoor party, or like something like outdoor wine tasting in the winter time. Here in Austin, I'm saying you guys might live in a place where it's like negative 10 degrees and you're like, I'm not hanging out outside this winter, right? But like to me, for where I live, I feel like this is a great outdoor fragrance. It's beautiful. Just kind of like woody, smoky, sweet, vanilla. Like it's so good. I love this. Okay, next up we have one of my absolute favorites, you guys, and I'm telling you, you are going to want to smell this fragrance. Like if there's anything out of what I share with you today that I like urge you to go sample, it's this. It's Winter Nights by Dasein. Now, story about Dasein. When I worked at Well People, 2014 to 2015, it might have been 2016 that Winter, the original, was launched. I can't remember. But when Winter came out, I fell head over heels in love with it. Every time I would go into the studio, I would douse myself in it, brought samples home like all the time. Like I just loved it. And when I heard Sebastian running a contest for the Winter series, this was maybe like 6 months ago, I entered and I won Winter Nights, and I was like, there's no way Winter Nights can be better than Winter. Like Winter was like top for me. Let me tell you guys. Oh my God, it is so good. It's like Winter on steroids. If you've smelled Winter, it's gorgeous. It has this very smoky kind of lavender pine, like cardamom tea thing going on. I'm going to put the notes up here, but It is just absolutely gorgeous. So a couple weeks ago, I house sat / dog sat for my friend. And I also was like really sick that week. Like just, I did not leave the house except to walk her dog. I literally didn't go anywhere for like 5 days because I just did not feel good. And it was our first like cold spell here in Austin. So it was down in like the 30s at night. And so, and her house is like super cozy and she has all these like big like cozy blankets. And so I basically just like sat on her couch for like 5 days and just vegged. And I sprayed myself with this over and over and over again because it's so comforting. And so, this is the ultimate coziest. Like to me, this is number one on this list. I know I said I wasn't ranking, but this is the coziest out of everything that I'm sharing. So anyways, I leave, she gets back into town. Like the next day she texts me and she's like, hey, what laundry detergent did you use at my house? And I was like, laundry detergent? I used yours. It's unscented. I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, my blanket smells so good. And I was like, what could that be? And I was like, oh my God, I bet it's this. She said it smelled like a relaxing spa, which I never thought of when I smelled this. But then I like put this up to my nose again and I was like, okay, if this was super faint, what would it smell like? It would smell like a freaking spa. Like this, I need to maybe do a whole nother video on this, you guys, because I'm obsessed. Also, I've been wearing this and look, like there's no juice missing whatsoever. Let me tell you why. 2 sprays of this will last you like days. Like this is such a beast, you guys, which I love because I'm pretty sure this is also all natural, which is super cool. And yeah, this is gonna be in my collection forever. All time coziest fragrance, Dasein Winter Nights. Go sample it now. Do it. Okay, next up, we've got Micallef's Note Vanille. So I just have a sample of this. I've never actually sprayed this on myself, but I am obsessed and I would like a full bottle immediately. Thank you, Santa, because, oh, this is such a beautiful vanilla. There's something going on in here. It's like a boozy, creamy, nutty, round. Like there's something so like, oh my God, there's something so like come hither about this. And not necessarily in like a sexual way, but it's like, this fragrance is so enticing. Like there's something about it that just, it's, yeah, you just want to like keep smelling it. You want to be around it. You want to like understand it. You want to get to know it. It's totally like a whole thing. If you know, you know. So, yeah, if you want like a beautiful vanilla cozy fragrance, this is it. I would say this is the kind of cozy fragrance you're going to want to wear if you go out on a date, right? Like say you've got a date, whether it's like first, second, third, or like your husband or wife, and yeah, like maybe it's cold outside. Maybe you're gonna like go get a glass of wine and a piece of pie or something and do something kind of cozy together, but like out on the town. This 100%. Okay, next up, we've got one by Le Gourmande, and it's called Ambre Etoile. And this is a cheapie. This isn't like the coziest, but I feel like this is somewhat cozy, maybe more so for like cooler months than like super cold months, because I could also wear this in the summertime. It's a very creamy, like straightforward amber scent, but it's done really, really well. I just noticed there's dust like all over this bottle. How gross is that? Yeah, it's really pretty. Like for the price point, I feel like some of these fragrances are like really good for the price point. It doesn't last forever, like really that much at all, but I kind of treat it as like a little bit of a step up from a body spray. So if I'm like just running out to like do an errand, go to the grocery store, I even wore this to the gym one time. It's pretty, yeah, simple, straightforward. It's got kind of like a vanilla extract quality to it that I really like too. I believe there's a vanilla note in here as well. But yeah, this is a great one if you're on a budget and you just want something like super straightforward, crowd pleasing. This would make an excellent gift, I think, as well for someone who just likes kind of mass appealing scents and likes amber vanilla kind of vibes. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, next up, we've got Angel's Share by Kilian. I just have a sample right now. I'm going to be ordering a full bottle. This is a gorgeous, like boozy kind of apple pie scent that is freaking delicious. It literally smells like apple cobbler, like fresh out of the oven with like a glass of whiskey. Oh, I love this, you guys. Like I've said this before, but I ignored this fragrance for a long time because I'm like allergic to hype and I didn't want to cave in. And then I finally got the sample and I was just like, oh, oh, yeah, yeah. There's a cinnamon note in here too that I surprisingly like. I usually hate cinnamon, but man, this is a sexy fall, like Thanksgiving scent. Like this is sexy. I believe this is super sexy. So again, like it's cozy because it smells like baked goods in the holidays. This would be one that I would wear out on a date for sure. In those like cold winter months, date scent for sure. Or if you're like going out and you would like to attract someone in, I would definitely wear Angel Share. This would be a good one. You know, maybe you're single, maybe you're flying back to your hometown for the holidays, and you know, you probably know that you're gonna run into your ex at the local dive bar, and you'd like to impress them with your incredible looks that have gotten better since they broke up with you, and you would like to make them feel a certain way about you. You know, this is a good like revenge perfume. Like, you dumped me and look how hot I am and look how amazing I smell. That'd be Angel Share for sure. All right, we've got 3 left. Next up, this is a new to me perfume in my collection that I've spoken about frequently. This is called Le Parfum by Lalique. I'm obsessed with this bottle, first of all. Like, I love squares. I don't know, I'm like kind of a geometry nerd, and like perfect squares do it for me. And this is just gorgeous. This is like a very grown-up, classy, refined vanilla with also some bay leaf in it. Yeah, and it just has this really pretty, like, sophisticated kind of dry vanilla feel. This is for the person who hates the like sickeningly sweet vanillas and they want something a little bit less youthful perhaps, and maybe, or like less gourmand, and maybe just a little bit more classy and refined. You guys, also this was inexpensive. I think I paid $35 for it, which for the quality and for the size, I'm like, $35? This is really, really pretty. This is one of my all-time go-to reaches. Like, I reach for this more than a lot of the other things. It does something with the cold weather, like it just goes hand in hand. So this is Le Parfum by Lalique. Okay, second to last, we have probably one of my all-time favorite fragrances, and this is a dupe for an original. I prefer the dupe, I'll tell you why, but the original is Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, and this is Dossier's Floral Marshmallow. Okay, look at how far I've gotten on this, you guys. I do not wear the same thing. Like, I wear so many different fragrances. I probably wear 3 different fragrances a day, and I revisit things not that often, right? This gets sprayed all the time, like all the time, and oh, I just love it. I have talked about so many times on this channel this scent memory and what this does. You can go search for my Love Don't Be Shy video to hear my full story of this, but this just brings me back to 1997, 98. And yeah, it's a smell that will forever be so precious to me. And I prefer this over the Love Don't Be Shy. I have both. I prefer this because Love Don't Be Shy lasts for 5 seconds on me, which is ridiculous, and it pisses me off. And so this is my go-to. This smells like fluffy, sweet, like, oh, it's just like the coziest, like girliest. Yeah, I just love this. I will spray this on myself usually like after dinner when I'm like changing into my pajamas. I want to lay down on the couch and like read a book, or just like hang out with Ian and just relax. Yeah, but I'll also wear this like if I go out for happy hour. Like, I'll wear this anytime. I'll wear it to the gym. I'll wear it anywhere because I love it so, so, so much. So it's mostly like a marshmallow, orange blossom, amber thing. And yeah, it smells, the orange blossom is not that intense for those of you that hate orange blossom. It's more of like a marshmallow bomb. It's like a sweet marshmallow bomb. It just smells so good. Anyways, moving on. Our last cozy fragrance is a new to me one called Creamy Vanilla Crumble. I just have a sample, and I'm actually going to spray this on my hand because I love this. I was about to break up with this house because everything I've tried from them I'm just like not that into. Although I haven't tried a lot, but just there's been like 4 or 5 consistently that I'm like, eh. So when I smelled this, I was very excited to smell this. It's a pretty like basic kind of creamy vanilla scent, basically what it says. But there's something in here that's kind of like, it's kind of like coconutty and kind of like hay-ish sort of at the same time, which makes it like really just wearable and easy. Yeah, it's for the vanilla lover who likes more of like a dry, yeah, kind of like a hay. It's got like a hay thing going on. Like there's something a little bit like kind of earthy. Yeah, I'm having a hard time describing this one. Like grassy, but not in like a green grass way, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's really pretty, very dry, not sweet at all. It doesn't like creamy vanilla crumble. It doesn't smell gourmand to me, and I was expecting that when I first sprayed it, but I actually kind of prefer how it wears because it, like I said, it's very dry, and yeah, it has that kind of like creamy, almost coconut lactonic thing. So for me, this would be a great one if it's like daytime and maybe it's not like super cold out, but it's definitely chilly outside, and maybe you're like going for a walk or you're like going to the farmer's market or maybe like going out for brunch or something like this. It feels like a very wearable, easy, light fragrance. Okay, so those are my 12 favorite cozy cold weather fragrances. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button, leave a comment down below, say hey, I answer all my comments. I love engaging with you guys. And if this is your first time here and you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to receive notifications of future videos. You've got to also hit the alarm button, so make sure you do that as well. And I would love to have you as part of the family. And yeah, thanks so much for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.